You're creating a world for the story to be told in, so it does have to have a life, and it does have to sort of tell you where you are and what the mood or the atmosphere of that part of the story is going to be. We started looking at themes that are in the script, really, and one of the themes that Carl, the writer, was playing with quite a lot was Emil's interest in movies. We were looking at lots of art books and lots of photography books, lots and lots of different ideas, and then you're filtering out and trying to find the things that make sense and carry you through the story from beginning to end.
Bunny was very interested in how the kind of 1920s Berlin could relate to modern day children, the audience that were going to come and see it. So there was a very big idea early on about colour or not colour. So black and white films of the 1920s and colourful video games of the present day. And then the contrast between Emil's home life in the country and how shocking Berlin must have been when he arrived.
And I did lots of reference looking at street kids around that time, but also modern street kids. So they've all got really distinct personalities, and that's great to design for. And certainly Emil in Neustadt has a very sort of quite traditional German little suit on, and then when we get to Berlin, the Berlin kids are much cooler and much kind of sharper dressed. So Emil definitely does look, and I hope, and feels different. We also wanted it to be relevant to today, so that it's got a sort of an energy and yeah, dynamism. It needs to feel like it's a real adventure story. It's almost like once Emil gets on the train, it's like we're on that journey with him, and we don't stop until the very end.
We always wanted the designs, the visual designs, to represent Emil's emotional journey through the piece. So the lighting takes on a kind of more fluid, abstract picture, and the projections are helping us locate where we are.
A lot of the work that came out of the early workshops really informed the way the script was structured and the way the characters were written and so on. Again, once those are in place, then the design can kind of respond to that. But when she came back with a rough model effectively, we were able to then respond much more fully to that in terms of what the aesthetic might be and how we might interact with it.
I think the video and the projection design is fantastic, and it is really crucial to the world that we're creating.
However, to light any scene, especially in the Olivier, requires quite a lot of light, and there's a lot of people on stage sometimes. So controlling that light and not spilling into the areas we're also trying to project onto is an endless and nigh on impossible task.
One of the tools that I really like to use anyway, but works very well with projection, is side light, that doesn't light anything but the performer. You kind of cut it so it doesn't light the floor and it doesn't light the spaces that the projection's going to hit. And I think that creates a very glowy environment, and the audience get to see every little detail while the projected environment behind kind of is still visible.
When you start seeing the lighting laid on top of the set and how that's going to work, and certainly seeing the lines on the floor and the lit lines on some of the sets, seeing that all pinging up is really lovely and exciting, because I think it really works.
The ambition ultimately is to create a world in which the design overlaps seamlessly between what's physical and what's projected.
We just keep working alongside each other and alongside the rehearsal process. You try and be there as much as possible, have lots of conversations, so that you know that you're all moving in the same direction towards the same end.
That's a nice thing where we're all working together. That's when it's really good fun, when we're all kind of doing our thing together and complementing each other and making visually a whole world happen in front of your eyes.